Yo guys, what's good? So we are on to the fourth episode now of the short video series that is health supplements. Remember guys, we're just kind of covering the basics. This is nothing too detailed, but if you do wish to add commentary below with more information on these particular products to help the others that are watching, I would be sincerely grateful, and I know that the others would as well. So today, like as promised, we are going to go through TUDCA. So far of all the products, this is one that seems to be the most, I would say, important for anyone who uses cycles, who goes on cycle, uses oral anabolics or SARMs or, anything that's kind of liver toxic. Because the main reason for using TUDCA is basically regenerative capabilities of the liver. So it's to aid the restoration of the liver. And TUDCA is something I only came across probably maybe a year or so ago. And I have to say, since using it, I have even noticed how much better my body feels internally. Especially like getting ready for a contest and whatnot, when things are a little bit more intense in terms of how many tablets you take a day, whether it be vitamins, minerals, supplements. You take a lot more tablets when you're approaching a show, so the liver is a lot more stressed. And TUDCA, just been putting it in at like 250 milligram a day, has proven to really help. It is suggested that you go higher than that, but I kind of try and get less, more from less, because it's not a cheap product again. They do recommend using up to 750 a day if you're on cycle. But I think because I pair this with NAC and other liver kind of care products that are of good quality as well, I get away with not having to supplement so highly on the TUDCA itself. So TUDCA is it's a water-soluble bile acid. It shows great potency in treating cholestasis, which is bile backup in the liver, as water-soluble bioacids counteract the toxicity of regular bile acids. It can also protect and rehabilitate the liver and generally protect cells. It's a very promising molecule. So that's a very brief description on the kind of health benefits of TUDCA. Why would TUDCA benefit a bodybuilder more so than anyone else? Again, like I say, because we take a lot more things than everyone else, and we digest a lot more tablets than everyone else, so therefore we place a lot more stress on the liver. But you got to remember as well, the liver has other stresses, so TUDCA is definitely a necessary supplement to throw in with your, basically with your regime. Best time to take, there is no particular best time to take. You can just take it whenever, but just make sure that you do get that dose daily so that you don't miss out. Let's look at some of the facts now also on TUDCA. They're a little bit more detailed. It seems that TUDCA is able to reduce stress to any cells. So endoplasmic reticulum, which basically is an organelle cell in the cell that serves as a highway for the nucleus out of the cytoplasm and aids in folding proteins. Through reducing ER stress, TUDCA has been implicated in a wide range of beneficial metabolic effects, such as reducing insulin resistance and diabetes, and being a neurological protection agent. However, the usage of TUDCA beyond the liver are preliminary, whereas usage of TUDCA for helping an already harmed liver is quite reliable, as TUDCA is used in clinical settings, hospitals, for treating cholestasis. So TUDCA is something you can introduce, obviously, in the later stages of development of such illnesses. So they actually do use it and prescribe it in hospitals. So that just shows how researched and how potent it is. So it's not too late if you're already suffering. You can introduce TUDCA into your regime when you're already having problems. Not to say you should get to that point, but it's so proven that it is something that is prescribed and used within hospitals. Let's go back into some more details here. TUDCA is water-soluble bile salt, which is contrast to regular bile salts processed in both water-soluble and fat-soluble ends of conferring a detergent effect. This is good for bile salts, biological purpose, emulsifying fats in the intestines to help with absorption. But when bile acids back up in the liver, a clinical state called cholestasis, which occurs when the liver is unhealthy, these bile salts can be damaging to cells by destroying the membranes and signaling for cell death. TUDCA The other water-soluble bile salts, like TUDCA, compete with the toxicity and thus indirectly protect cells from death. So again, you're trying to use the TUDCA to prevent cell death, cell damage within the liver. It's one of these products that just seems to be continuously researched and continuously proven to be greater and greater every time that research comes back. So again, without going into too much detail, the main benefit of TUDCA is to help with, you know, keeping the liver healthy. And I've said this before in the NAC video, that if the liver's not healthy, then nothing's going to work properly, especially as a bodybuilder, when every process goes through the liver, you know, food, assimilation of anabolics, and you know, so many other processes, because the liver ultimately is one of the most important organs in the body. So don't miss out on TUDCA, don't miss out on NAC, stack them both. You will get a lot of benefits from that. This particular brand is one of the cheaper ones I could find, which is Alpha Form Labs. It's available on Amazon, and I think I pay around about £40, which is pretty cheap for this. There are links to other ones which I'll try and find, because typically when you go on Amazon, they try to sell you something for a lot of money when it's TUDCA, but you can find the same products through specific websites for a hell of a lot cheaper, and I'll try to find them and share below. Each tablet in here is 250 milligrams, and I believe we get 60 servings, yes. So I do one a day, so 60 days, so it's a lot. If you were to obviously stack it between 250 all the way up to 750, you can get as minimum, the minimum 20 days, which is still great. You know, if you're someone that is suffering, go 750. If you're on a heavy cycle, 750. I would suggest, if you're post-cycle, to use this as well, because it's a good detox and it will restore, obviously, the bile in the liver as well. So yeah, that's TUDCA. One more episode to go, and I hope that helps. You know, this is probably, like I say, the most important supplement thus far, and we'll speak soon.